Hi there, it's Donna from Taffy Crafting, and I want to show you today the new papers that are coming up in our mini catalogue, which will be going live. I think it's at the beginning of August. I was trying to find a date and then I couldn't find it, so I'll update you. Come and find me on my blog. There is a link in the description bar below, and it takes you to there and have all of the details where you can sign up for my newsletter, which will have all of the upcoming details you need about new things that are coming along. And also my blog as well will give all the details that you need. So this goes live beginning of August, but as a demonstrator, I am able to pre-order. So I've been able to do that from the beginning of July, and I've got some papers to show you. But also from the 3rd of August, which is probably when this goes live, 3rd of August, we also have Celebration. I can't show you any of the inside of this catalogue, I'm afraid. But if you would like a PDF of this sent to you just before this goes live, then drop me a line, taffycrafting@gmail.com, or head over to my blog and request a PDF of this. And then when I put another order in, I will get some catalogues and I can send a catalogue over to you. So Celebration, we're doing this twice a year now, once at the beginning of the year, so we had that with our spring summer catalogue, and then also for 2 months from August to September. And in here is a lot of our seasonal things, so Christmas and Halloween and autumn themes. And I'm going to show you now all of the paper, the designer series paper that appears in the mini catalogue, and I will show you some of the Celebration papers as well. I don't have any stamp sets to show you. Some of them are quite Christmassy, and I don't do Christmas in July. I've just finished work for the summer. I'm looking forward to 6 weeks off, a lot of which will include some crafting. And I'm also going to be doing some lives on my Facebook page. So if you haven't come across my Facebook page, come and find me there, Taffy Crafting. And the week beginning, let me just check what date that is, the week beginning the 26th of July, I'm aiming to do a week of lives. I don't know what time of day they'll be yet. Sometimes they'll be in the morning, sometimes they'll be in the afternoon, because I've got dentist appointments that week and lots of other things going on. So they'll be at different times of the day to capture everybody. Head over to Taffy Crafting on Facebook, and I'll put the details on here. So this first, I'll put my catalogue down, it's got all my details in it. The first suite that I want to show you, the paper from that suite, is called Gingerbread and Peppermint Suite. Now, as well as the paper, we also have stamp sets and dies, a Memories and More pack, some acrylic shapes. We also have some, what do we call them? Decorative masks. I can't show you those because I haven't bought them. All I've got is the paper. So the colours that we have running through this, which is called the Gingerbread and Peppermint pack, this is 6x6, and the colours in here are Real Red, Old Olive, Early Espresso and Cinnamon Cider. So this is what each of the designs look like. I love the green, white and red combo. Absolutely love that. Kind of like candy colours, aren't they? There's the green and the white, so that's Old Olive. Then in comes our Real Red. We've got Cinnamon Cider, Early Espresso, bit of a mix going on there with the Old Olive and Real Red. Cinnamon Cider again. So these would be good to fussy cut because they've got a nice thick edge on them and really easy to fussy cut. Maybe a bit fiddly here, but quite easy to fussy cut, I would have thought, if you take your time. And then we've got some snowflakes and bells. Cinnamon Cider with white. That's good for for a bit of a layer. More fussy cutting if you wanted to, or just to use that as a just a layer on your card or for a 3D project. Nice and simple, Real Red and white, Cinnamon Cider and white, green, red, white and Cinnamon Cider. And then some Christmas trees. They could be fussy cut. Great project for the kids there. Something quite simple they could fussy cut there. I love that as a background layer with the green, white and red. Cinnamon Cider and white. Nice check pattern. Green and white. And then we've got some mittens and stars. And then the green red and white again. So that is the gingerbread and peppermint suite. So next up, what have we got? I'm just looking for it. Hang on a second. I'm going through the catalogue to find it. Is Painted Christmas. So I took part in a paper share with a couple of fellow demonstrators, and we shared this out. So this was one of them that I had to purchase. So this is 12 by 12. And in here we have Real Red, Pear Pizzazz, Evening Evergreen, Garden Green, Soft Succulent and Early Espresso. So that's a good background layer. But then we have these pine cones. I really like that. That's quite a subdued yet really soft monochrome feel about it. So there's the Early Espresso in there. I like that. We've got some greens. So got some Garden Green, Pear Pizzazz in there. Probably a bit of Soft Succulent as well. On the back of that. So these are lovely for autumn, I think. Even for summer. I mean, they're summer leaves, aren't they? When they're green like that. So not necessarily, even though this is called Painted Christmas, I don't think you would necessarily have to use these for Christmas. So you've got some reds going on in there. I love that. That's quite Christmassy, isn't it? With the fir here and some berries. Real muted tones on here with the Soft Succulent, and I don't know if you can see that. We've got some holly and berries on there. And then something a little bit busier on the back. It's quite Christmassy, that. So some more pine cones with the greens. And you've got that on the back. Slightly bigger prints of what we've seen before. So this is Evening Evergreen. This will be, I think the darker one will be, what is that? I think actually that is, the lighter one is Pear Pizzazz, and the slightly darker one, this one will be Garden Green with the real red berries. We've got that on the back. So that's Painted Christmas. Also with that we've got some cherry cobbler ribbon, which has got a lovely gold trim on it. Some beautiful dies, really, really intricate dies. Some holly leaves, some gold holly leaves. Beautiful stamps with fir, like pine cones and leaves and holly leaves. I've really got my eye on that stamp set with the holly leaves on them. So next up, just find it. This is Whimsy and Wonder Suite. So we've got lovely colour combinations going on in here. Just grabbing it so I can show you. So this is a mix of polished pink. So that's, that might be Blushing Bride actually. Polished pink is the slightly, that's polished pink. Blushing Bride, so that's that lighter pink. Mossy Meadow, which is the darker green. Mint Macaron. Misty Moonlight, which isn't in there. I'll show you that in a second. And the Iridescent. That is just lovely. Really, really pretty. I love that. And then we've got the polished pink on the back. This isn't not finished. That's the effect it's supposed to be. Kind of got that washed look about it. These are pretty as well. So we've got some lovely snowflakes in white and the iridescent on polished pink. Not polished pink, sorry, Blushing Bride. And I love that. I really, really love that. Not the slightest bit Christmassy, I don't think, which is good. It's really nice actually to have a mix through the papers for the catalogue for the end of the year, it does tend to be autumnal and Christmassy and Halloween, but actually to have something that isn't obviously any of those, I think is really nice. It gives you some versatility with the paper. So there's the Mossy Meadow, the Mint Macaron, that's the Misty Moonlight, Polished Pink and Blushing Bride. Really, really pretty. Some more Mint Macaron there. Look at those lovely, beautiful Christmas trees. Absolutely love it. These for Christmas cards, if you wanted to go, I think they're the need for Christmas cards is it's just lost a little bit of trend at the moment. It's going off trend, making Christmas cards, and I think this needs to come back with a vengeance, because this is how easy it is. Get some 6x6 cards, or make your own 6x6 cards, and then just cut a piece of 12x12 of this 4 ways and stick that on the front. Easy peasy. You make some beautiful cards. And yes, you know, you can buy cards super cheap, but then they're never as nice as something that's handmade. And people know if you've handmade them, they know that the effort that you've gone to. Those lovely iridescent stripes and that lovely mossy meadow and white. A snowstorm in a forest. These are so pretty. So, so pretty. Again, I think I would just chop that up, perhaps try and get 3 cards out of that, maybe 4 cards out of that, bit of layering going on. I'll show you over the coming weeks with my week of lives. I'll do some Christmas in July. Absolutely will do, to show you how you can make some beautiful cards, simple Christmas cards as well. Got some presents, they could easily be fussy cut, lovely colours going on in there. Whoever would have put green with pink, but that absolutely works. So that's Whimsy and Wonder Suite, and that's called the Whimsy and Wonder Designer Series paper. Also with that is some beautiful pink ribbon, Christmas tree dies, and a stamp set. Next up is, can't remember what this was called, Sweet Stockings. Got these mixed up with some other things, hang on a second. These are really fun. Dog, cat, animal lovers will love this. Look at him covered in all of those Christmas lights. Isn't he a happy chap? We've got the cat that's stuck in the box, the mouse carrying the present. Lovely, lovely colours on there. So if you are sending cards to animal lovers, they would love that. This will be 12x12. It's only because I'm in a paper share that this is 6x12. So we've got some cherry cobbler going on there. So the colourway in here is, I'll show you in a moment with the other paper. So there are the dogs. Then we've got this. I think this should be on a Christmas jumper, but good for background. And then we've got some cats and dogs and hamsters and mice in stockings. Some of these cats don't look at all cheerful at all. They've been shoved in a stocking, do they? What we've got here, Old Olive, Evening, so that's Old Olive, Evening Evergreen, Cherry Cobbler, Cinnamon Cider. So that's Cherry Cobbler and White. Real grumpy looking cat there, being made to wear the antlers on a headband. And we've got a dog here that's got stuck in a wreath. And then we've got a budgie just there. Got the bumblebee on green. I really like that colour combo. Actually, this is Evening Evergreen, bit of white, and the bumblebee as well with the stars. Got some stockings, could easily fussy cut those. Just have to be careful with the loop, or you could just cut it off if you wanted to. I think I want to try and make some bunting out of that on a card, maybe. Give it a go. Evening Evergreen, Old Olive, and then just a lighter green. That could be Pear Pizzazz in there. Then we've got some dogs and cats and a goldfish. And then we've got these lights. So here we have Bumblebee, Old Olive. Here's Pool Party, the Evening Evergreen on the way through there. Cherry Cobbler, really lovely colour combination. And we've got Pool Party. So these are good for putting together layers on cards. So also with that we have decorative dots. We've got some felt card or paper in Cherry Cobbler, Old Olive and Bumblebee. We've got some lovely stamps to go with this and dies. So the stamps have stockings and dogs and cats on as well. Once you can see the catalogue, once I can show you the inside of the catalogue, then you'll be able to see exactly what I mean, but I can't show you everything. Then we have Peaceful Place. This is a little bit more muted, but also with a bit of foil going on. So here we've got Smoky Slate, Basic Grey, Black and Silver, but they're quite dramatic, so that's good for a background layer. But then we have this. I'm hoping you can see this. I've got my light on, and it's just like really giving off that horrible flash as that's covering the as it's grabbing the foil. But you could make 2 or 3 cards out of that very, very simply. Log cabins in the woods. So this is 12 by 12 as well. I love that. That's probably what I'll use, but I don't know what with yet. Love that. Just got some muted squares on there. Now this is 12 by 12, and my fellow demonstrator who had this and cut it up said it was really difficult to be able to cut this up so that we all got an equal share of it, because this goes up more than halfway, and then kind of ran the risk that we only had that. However, I think I would make a nice big card with this bit and then have that bit as a layer on something else. I'm sure there's a way of working around that. So if you think, oh, I can't decide, I want a bit of everything, maybe team up with 2 or 3 other people and buy it all as a bundle together, and then you can share it out. So we have some Christmas trees on grey, and we have these lovely trees that's got that. I'm hoping you can see that little bit of foil. You should be able to see that little bit of foil on it, that bit of silver. Love this. Silver snowflakes. So there's white with a little bit of silver mixed in there. And then we have that buffalo check. More Christmas trees. And this lovely foiled bark effect. So that is Peaceful Place. Also with that we have some sequins. We have some organdy ribbon that is glittered. We have a kind of bark effect, not bark, kind of like a wood grain effect, like this, on an embossing folder, a log cabin stamp, and also some white velvet sheets for those of you that don't mind working with velvet. Not everybody does. So the next suite, which is probably at the moment my favourite, which is called Blackberry Beauty. So I've got these in 12 by 12 because it's up to me to buy this. And so this is Blackberry Beauty 12 by 12. This is Speciality Designer Series paper. It is special. This is Rich Razzleberry on the back here with gold. Really difficult for me to show. So if I turn the light off, I wonder if that's a better view. Yeah, possibly. I don't know where that other light is coming from. It's a very, very bright day today and I've had to drop the blind. It's also about 30 degrees outside, so I've had to turn the fan off and I'm sweating. So that's on the other side. So that is, I think that is, I have to put the light back on again. I think this is early espresso in the background. And this is cinnamon cider, really unusual. It won't be for everybody, especially when you've got that on the back. So, so pretty. This you could chop in half and then chop in half again. You need nothing on that. If you've got some gold foil, you could perhaps make some sentiments on there. Isn't that pretty? Doesn't have to be for any particular time of year. We've got some dandelions on the back here, some thistles. Not dandelions, they're thistles. Are they dandelions? I don't know. So this is Blackberry Bliss with Rich Razzleberry, 2 of my favourite colours. But look at this, I want to get this close up. They are owls and feathers and leaves with Blackberry Bliss, Rich Razzleberry, gold and polished pink. Such a beautiful combination. This is very autumnal, so we've got the cinnamon cider in here. Got gold running through it with some, these look like, I don't know my leaves very well, these could be sycamore leaves, some kind of regular leaves going on in there with the gold. Blackberry Bliss in the background. Isn't that pretty? Lovely for autumn. And then here in cinnamon cider we've got that on the back. Polished pink on, I think that's Rich Razzleberry. And on this side, I love this. Just love it. Let me bring that closer. So cinnamon cider birds, that's early espresso. Blackberry bliss, that probably is with the gold, and rich raspberry. Just gorgeous. And then finally, that will be cinnamon cider on early espresso. I don't know if you can see the colour of that. Probably my favourite paper out of everything in this catalogue. So that will be gold on, I think that's rich raspberry. So that is a Blackberry Beauty. Some beautiful dies go with that, as well as a stamp set with some lovely sentiments, some gold ribbon. I did have the gold ribbon and I put that to one side. I'll show that again soon. I'll put that to one side for safekeeping. Right, oh, it's getting hotter in here just because I've turned my fan off. If I put it on, it's just going to interfere with the sound. So I'll just keep sweating while you keep listening. Cute Halloween. Doesn't have to be Halloween for that. They're just some squiggles on some black squiggles on white card. Flirty Flamingo, Pumpkin Pie, Old Olive, Highland Heather and Basic Black in here. Some nice, you could use that for anything. Absolutely anything. Got two each of these. This is 6x6, this paper. So you get, trying to see how many sheets of this. You get 48 sheets. So here we have here Old Olive with black. And then you've got some ghosts and bats and skulls. Love this. I absolutely love these. You could fussy cut those if you want to. So some tombs, don't know what sort of bird that is, and some skulls. We've got the lines on the back. I love black and white. Anything black and white, I love. And we've got that. Typically Halloween, orange and red. Black. It's just black. But then on the back, we've got our bats. They're so cute. Black and white sweets. And again, you wouldn't necessarily need to use that for Halloween, but I really like those, that kind of stippled effect on there. Cats and pumpkins and candy with a black and white stripe. And then quite simply written on there, boo. And then we've got some ghosts. Again, you could fussy cut those. Great fun. Love that Halloween paper. Great for kids. Got some black and white check ribbon that goes with that. We've got some star sequins. We've got tombstone treat boxes. And we've got a Halloween stamp set that's got in there pumpkins and ghosts and skulls and some great sentiments as well. So if you do Halloween, then that'll be great for you. Next one is Harvest Meadow. You could use this any time of year. Although, no, that's a bit Christmassy actually, isn't it? There's me saying, oh, use this any time of year when it's snowing. So here we've got Calypso Coral in this suite. That's not Calypso Coral here. Bumblebee, Soft Succulent, Misty Moonlight and Crumb Cake. That's Crumb Cake with white. That's really pretty. So that's got the Soft Succulent in there with some Misty Moonlight and Bumblebee. I think we've got a bit of Calypso Coral chucked in there as well. Calypso Coral and some more Crumb Cake. I think these are good for cards where maybe you don't really know the person you're sending them to, or it's, you know, somebody that you don't really know what they're into. I think that's really pretty. The Misty Moonlight and white. I think that's lovely. Bumblebee and white. So this is 12 by 12, but I've got 6 by 12 because of our paper share. Soft Succulent with the script and Bumblebee, some flowers. Crumb Cake, they look like bits of wheat. And Bumblebee with some Calypso Coral. And then Calypso Coral and Misty Moonlight. So that is Harvest Meadow. And also with that, you've got some cork speciality paper. So it's paper that looks like cork. We've got some lace ribbon. We've got some brushed metal dots in bronze, copper and gold. We've got some kind of scripty embossing folders and some lovely kind of meadow flower stamp set and dies to go with that. So carrying over from last Christmas, sometimes they keep some of the paper going, and they've done this with heartwarming hugs. So this we've seen before. You would have seen projects that I've done with this throughout my blog last year, on YouTube as well. So we've got the dog tooth or houndstooth, however you want to describe that. This will be in 12 by 12, and the colours we have, we've got, I haven't got them written down here, but I think there was real red, old olive, gosh, I can't remember. This will be garden green, I believe. So these are great for backgrounds. I had a lot of scrap of this left over last year, and I just did lots of scrappy projects. I did a lovely scrappy Christmas card. It's got some stripes, all red and white. So these are great for cards when you don't want to go too Christmassy. And I'm someone that doesn't like to go too Christmassy. So all the greens and the whites and the reds. So they kept that running over with that one. So I think that is everything that's in the catalogue. But then, bearing in mind that we also have Celebration, I want to tell you about some of the Celebration goodies we have. Now, if you spend either €60 or £45, you can claim a level 1 reward. And here's one of them. This is Bedazzling 6x6 designer speciality paper. You get 8 sheets of this. It's thick. It will blunt your scoring. It will blunt your blade on your trimmer. It is thick, and you know it's textured. It's glimmer paper. So be aware of that. You can die cut on it. You can punch with it. Really, really bright and colourful. Love that. So you get 8 sheets of 6x6 for a £45 spend, or if you spend £45, you can have the Penguin Playmates. This is 12 by 12. You get 12 sheets of this. Look how cute this is. This is Penguin Playmates. So the penguin has got snowman playmate, polar bear, rabbit, fox. There's a little bird in there as well. Then we've got some nice background bits as well. This is on soft sea foam. The foxes there, they've all got their scarves on now. It's all getting a bit chilly. Penguin's on his sledge. So in here we've got Balmy Blue, Basic Black, Calypso Coral, Fresh Freesia, Just Jade, Misty Moonlight and Soft Sea Foam. Slightly bigger prints, so you could fussy cut these out if you want to. Might be a bit tricky with the fox maybe. If you're nice and patient, if you're in no rush, fussy cutting's a nice thing to do. Love those colours. Absolutely love those colours. Again, more things that you could, if you wanted to, fussy cut. Oh, let me show you what's on the back of that. So Misty Moonlight stripe. You see the background here is soft sea foam. There's our polar bear. Fox has gone to sleep, and our very cheerful little penguin. And that is Just Jade. So another Celebration paper. Oh, I missed one of the penguin ones. So that's one of the smaller prints with the green Christmas trees on the back. So also for a £45 spend, you could claim the beautifully penned 12 by 12. That's easier said than I thought. Not as easy as I thought was going to be able to be said. Beautifully penned 12 by 12, 12 sheets. And 6 double-sided designs. So you've got this washed out black and white, which you could just hit a real bang of colour in there if you wanted to. I'd love to put some red with that. I love a polka dot. These just look like dots. Looks like somebody's actually got a biro and scribbled some dots on there. Then the other washed out look, it is supposed to look like that. You could colour those if you wanted to. I think you'd only be able to use Stampin' blends or markers on that. And then you've got the hand penned flowers. So that goes with our hand pen suite that's in the annual catalogue. So again, black and white, but you could colour a few of those in. And then you've got these scalloped design on the back there. So that is called Beautifully Penned. It's 12 by 12. And finally, the other paper that I want to show you, again for a £45 or €60 spend, is Peaceful Prints. 12 by 12, 12 sheets, 2 each of 6 double-sided designs. And in here we've got Basic Black, Cherry Cobbler, Garden Green, Real Red and Sahara Sand. I didn't think I'd be going on for 30 minutes. So if you're still with me, thank you so much for your patience. There's the Real Red. No, that's not Real Red. That could be Cherry Cobbler. Sometimes I can't tell the difference. No, that's, oh, I don't know. It's red with white and some Basic Black. That's red, isn't it? Love that. Green Christmas trees. And again, we've got some green snowstorm going on there. Snowflakes. And kind of almost look like pine needles. This is Sahara Sand. We've got our reindeers on there. More Sahara Sand, and we've got a check. Real Red with Sahara Sand on white. We've got quite a, don't quite know what's going on with that, but a nice background. And then we've got red with black, and then we've got our tartan reindeer. So that's everything that's out of, that's all the papers that are out of the annual catalogue, not the annual catalogue, the mini catalogue that goes live at the beginning of August. So if you are interested in receiving a PDF before the end of the month, all you've got to do is send me an email, taffycrafting@gmail.com. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, because that really helps to get my channel out there if people want to see it. If you send me a request for the mini catalogue, I'll also send you a celebration catalogue. And if you would like to receive, and if you are a non-Stampin' Up demonstrator and you are interested in ordering through me, then drop me an email. I'll be ordering catalogues in the next week probably, and then as soon as they've arrived I'll be able to send them on to you. That is really only the UK, France, Germany, Holland and Austria, and I'll send those over to you. Also, if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and come and subscribe, and I will be back again soon. I'm starting my holidays and I am ready to start some crafting, and I'll have some things to show you later this week. Thanks for joining me. See you soon.